Joya, I'm not sure how you say that, but she said, I don't know that I can formulate what I am thinking into a question. It's just that I wonder sometimes how they feel about their situation. Is there content and accepting of it, or if they're really scared about the future? I was 30 and married for 7 years before I had my first child, and it's a big deal anytime. I just don't know how it felt if a teenager was going through it. Just like the first question, I had this weird, I'm okay with this situation. Once the whole shock of everybody finding it out was over, I was ready to begin this new chapter in my book, you know? So I had to accept it. I was not, there's no point of, moaning and groaning of it. It's what it is, Crystal Myers said, how did you come to get in the situation? I was young and dumb. My mom allowed my boyfriends to come over when she was at work, and I started having sex at a young age. And I definitely don't condone that at all. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I'll have to, my son knows that I was a teen mom. He knows how old I was, and we expressed to him that it's not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to have sex at a young age. You need to wait, and if you are going to have sex, then you need to use condoms. Were your parents too involved or not involved enough? I would say my mom was the best friend. They always say that if you're a parent, you cannot be their friend first. You have to be their parent and then their friend. My mom wanted to be my friend. She, because I had been through a horrible situation with my dad, with a divorce and not having in my life, she wanted to be there and make sure that she was always there for me. So in that return, she pretty much gave me whatever I wanted. Not necessarily spoiled, but, I barely ever got grounded or got in trouble, stuff like that. What do you wish your parents would have done differently to help you not become a teen mom? It's a two-way street. It was just as much my fault it was hers. I could have not had sex, but we were never explained or told about sex. So I guess the open communication about sex and what happens and why you should not do this, stuff like that. Let's see. What made you think it wouldn't happen to you? And this is so true. And this is, I never thought that it was possible, I guess. I never, in the back of my mind, thought I was going to get pregnant. But now that I've been through it, and then throughout high school, I was seeing these girls that were saying horrible things about me, calling me names, whore, bad mother, just whatever they could think of, they were doing it, calling me names, and then they were periodically getting pregnant throughout high school and then right out of high school. So to me, it's just like, I want to say to them, what made you think that it wasn't going to happen, to you? It's like, you can't really say it's not going to happen to you unless you're not having sex at all, so to me, I wasn't the only one having sex, in my age range, I guess. I was just the one that got caught and got pregnant. So, another one said, did you use protection? I really can't remember. I mean, it was such a long time ago. I think we did and we didn't. I'm really not 100% sure when I got pregnant. At that point, why wouldn't you just ask if they are okay or if they need anything? We need to learn that once something is done, why bring it up what they've already asked themselves? And this is true. A lot of people, and it's so true that people are just like, let it be. But then it's just kind of like covering up the situation. Just kind of like just throwing a blanket on it and leaving it alone. But the more you talk about it and the more you get information out there, like us making these videos will help teen girls that want to have children or that are pregnant understand that there are people that have been through this and that you can succeed and you can move on with your life and you're not going to be miserable, but things are going to be different. Is it fun now? Now that I'm married and I have, another child, I mean, it's fine, but at the time it wasn't, because you do have to struggle school and working and, a child and trying to be with your friends and all that stuff. So, do you need anything? A lot of people, I've never had anybody ask me that, do you need help with this, and it's so true. I mean, teen girls need a break. Every mom needs a break. If you're if you're a mom, period, you just need some time alone. So maybe if you know someone that is a teen mom, to say, do you need a break? Do you need anything? Do you need to talk? Sometimes they have things on their chest they just want to get out. How can you be better supported so that you can take best care possible of your child? The deed has already been done. Shaming or trying to teach said teenager about the consequences of sex outside of marriage is kind of irrelevant at this point. I personally think supporting them is taking responsibility for their choices is a better way to go. Not making it easy for them to go and get pregnant again, but helping them be the best parent, or if not, encouraging adoption that they can. So her question was, hold on. I think just support in general. You need the love and strength and kindness from people. It's so easy to get brought down by nasty comments and nasty people that want to say things behind your back, and there's really no point. It's just the same thing as what made you think it wouldn't happen to you. The same thing, that there's a nasty person down the hallway that's going to say something to this teen girl that's pregnant, but it could easily happen to that person, and to say that to someone, or for someone to mock somebody or say something bad about somebody is pointless, because the same thing, it can happen to you. So, was it worth it? Did I already do that one? Yeah. Was it worth it? I mean, now it is, but not at the time. I mean, I love Zachary to death, but I definitely, if I could go back, not necessarily, I wouldn't change the situation I'm in, but if things were totally different, I couldn't see my life without my child, so it's hard to say would I go back and change things. But of course, I would rather myself be more educated, but I would not live another day without my child in my life, so it's hard to answer those questions. Let's see, what is your plan to raise a good person to release in society? I try my hardest to make sure that Zachary understands, and all my children understand, rules. There's rules that you have to follow in life, whether you like them or not. We try to teach them how to be polite. Hold the door for someone, open the door for this person. You let people in front of you, you're holding the door kind of thing. We try to teach our boys, and especially men. I want my men to grow up and be respectful of women, and to not use them or abuse them and stuff like that. So I try to teach my boys the way that I want to be treated. Is the father going to be in the child's life and be a supportive parent, or is he just a sperm donor? Right now, with my son's father, the situation changes from month to month. One time for a couple months he's severely into his life and he's dedicated as a father, and then sometimes he's just out there doing whatever. So right now he's not in his life, so and that's hard, is to tell my son that that he can't see his dad because his dad's gone, or his dad doesn't want to see him. And I make sure, as the parent, the mother, to not downgrade or talk bad about his father in front of him. I'd rather him come up with his own perception, his own idea of his own father. I don't want him to get his idea of his father from me or anybody else. I want him to know how his father is in his eyes, not what I've experienced. Because my experience with my dad is totally different from what my mom has experienced. And my mom did that for me, and I've made my own assumption about my father because of what I've had to deal with, not my mother. So, let's see. What about child support from the baby daddy? Yeah, that's just the same question. Whenever he feels like it, I guess. But definitely, like Jackie said in her video, if you are a teen mom and you have the father and he wants to be involved, let him be involved. Don't be a smart ass and say, I'm going to do this on my own, I don't need you. If they're going to be there, that child needs a mother and a father. But also, don't force them to do it. I don't want, my husband always gets mad because his father doesn't want to do this or doesn't want to do that. I'm not going to force someone to be a parent. That's what you'll have to deal with later in life. That's your consequence, not mine. Are you prepared to give this child the best possible life they can have, or is there a family out there who could give them a better opportunity to succeed? I felt like I still feel like I had gave and is giving my child the best possible life he could have. My child is a straight A student. He loves, sports and games, and he's a straight boy, He's the popular kid in school that I hope that, since he is the popular kid in school, I hope that I teach him to not be those rude, obnoxious, kind of football player boys where they just pick on people or whatever. I want to make sure that he's friends with all types of people. So we make sure we surround him with all types of people. Let's see. Age or before you're married? Let's see. Do you regret having sex at a young age or before you were married? I do regret having sex at a young age. I don't really want to stay